I'm saying hello today on July the 17th from beautiful Alton, Ontario. I'm here at the Alton Mill, which is an industrial heritage and arts complex. It has more than 20 studios and 30 artists, and here is an artist who actually works and exhibits his art here. Hi Mark, nice to meet you.
Okay.
And I didn't catch your last name.
It's Grace.
Grace, wonderful. And you were instrumental in organizing a special event today that is part of Cuisine Art, the Arts and Culinary Festival here. What was it called?
Well, this is our art slam where we had 7 artists this morning painting one model that posed for us for 2 hours. So each artist started the painting from a blank canvas, and over 2 hours we all have the same amount of time to look at the model from a different angle that was set up here, and our final works are on display here. During the process, we had a lot of people from the general public come in, be able to watch over our shoulder, kind of watch our process a bit, learn, and perhaps in the future they want to come back and take an art class from us or participate in other ways at the mill.
Wonderful. So the model was actually sitting over here. The model was sitting there in a white dress with the long black hair, holding a knife and an apple.
Yeah.
And we've got the still life of corn and apples and so forth sitting in front of her. So this is probably a reasonably realistic representation of what it looked like this morning?
Well, more or less, yeah.
More or less.
Pretty close.
Pretty close? So let's check it out. Obviously,
that's Mark's own painting.
Oh, that's yours? Okay, all right. So you just critiqued your own work.
Yeah,
That's great.
well,
excellent. Here we have another representation of the same person.
Yeah.
Obviously, slightly different angle, more straight on. And who is the artist that did this?
This is Kay McGregor. Another
McGregor.
artist in the building.
Okay, great. So you can see, obviously, slightly different style. What techniques were used? What did you use, Mark?
Well, I'm using acrylic paint.
Acrylic, okay.
Yep, I think that Kay is probably working with oil paint. Actually.
With oil, okay.
Yep.
Here we have the third artist. Isn't that interesting?
Another
this
oil
one
painting here, different sort of a look to it. This is by Karen Lyons.
Exactly, and you can see a much darker background, the reddish brown in the back here.
Yep. Decided to change it up a little bit.
Exactly. That's the interesting thing. Every artist sees the same thing in a completely different way. Here we have the fourth artist who, again, didn't paint the whole scene, actually focused on the face.
Just a portrait here by Alex. Yep, she does more portrait kind of work and is more comfortable zooming in on the face here. So,
isn't that interesting? Here we have a full body representation again of the same scene.
Susanna Lammy's work, and she's another artist here in the building who also teaches as well. And she's done an oil painting that shows more of the whole pose.
But obviously, I think with a spatula or something, it's very textured.
Yeah, I think she put some of the texture on the canvas before she started.
Oh, really? Because I can see all the tools here, and there's a spatula here for sure.
Yep.
Now, we were talking about every artist sees the same thing differently. This one didn't see the person.
Well, this Barb isn't as experienced or proficient maybe in painting the people. She focuses more on plants and
exactly. So that was her thing.
That's what her studio has more of that kind of
exactly.
Painting. So that definitely looks like more of her style of work.
Wonderful, Mark. You have a studio in here. Let's walk over there.
Okay, great.
I want to see what kind of work you do actually.
Okay.
Because you also teach art in here, is that correct?
That's right. I teach adults and children.
Wow.
Classes all week. I have adult classes. I have kids on the weekends. But now through the summer, I have a few different weeks of kids' summer camp programs.
Great. Yeah, the Alton Mill is just a fabulous destination. It just inspires you to becoming creative here.
So this is my gallery in this area, which shows some samples, the kind of work that I do, and work that I have for sale, as well as commissioned portrait samples. I do a lot of commissioned portrait work and commissioned work of portraits of horses and dogs and so on. And then I've got a few other...
this one is interesting.
This is strange, yeah. This is for an upcoming wildlife art show that I've the start of a series here that I'm painting of some roadkill animals.
Oh, the roadkill series. Wow, that's interesting.
That's an opossum.
It's an opossum, yeah. Was he alive?
Not there.
Not there, huh?
No, his back legs are missing.
Oh no, that's what that is. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But very realistic. How long would it take you to paint one of these pictures, for example?
I'd like to say it took 50 years to paint that.
Yeah.
I guess actually working on that canvas maybe for about 2 weeks. Maybe.
2 weeks, yeah. It's very, very detailed.
Very nice.
Very realistic. That is an extreme talent to be able to see something so so close to what it looks like in real life.
That's the plan anyway, and then I teach people the process as well. So
Yeah.
adults come in with a photograph of something that they'd like
Really?
to paint, and then I teach them the process of turning it into a realistic painting.
Now, I gotta ask you something about the Roadkill series.
Okay?
Are these real animals, or are they coming, are you imagining them in your
No, I
head?
find them on the side of the road.
You find them.
Photograph animals, yeah. I've got quite a collection of animals that I photograph.
Uh-huh.
And I'm interested in doing something different with wildlife. It's kind of the way
Right.
that we see wildlife often is when they're dead on the road. So,
Yeah.
I just...
And it's actually unbelievably photogenic, but it's very sad when you see it.
It's very... It seems to evoke a lot of conversation with people.
I would think so.
Either they talk about, when they see the deer painting, they talk about the deer that ran out in front of them, or the
Yeah.
one that they saw, near their home, or whatever. It evokes some sort of emotion, and that's all I can do. I'm not trying to tell any particular story. I'm just kind of recording what happened.
Exactly.
I didn't cause it. I'm just recording it.
But it certainly leaves an impact. There's no doubt about it.
It takes a little longer to look at rather than a deer that was standing in the woods.
Right.
When you look at a painting of a deer standing in the woods, you see it in 2 seconds, you memorize it, and you know it.
Right.
And that's all you need to see.
But this is a challenging angle, a challenging situation to deal with.
People seem to stand and stare at it.
It kind of mesmerizes you. Let me show the School of Arts as well.
Yeah. So stuff I kind of reconfigure different things all the time. I've got a spot in the corner where I pose models for our life drawing class here, and I've got tables for kids to paint at and adults paint in here. So I've got a variety of equipment in here, and we're
very interesting.
We're ready for anything.
Isn't that cool? So how many people can you accommodate in your arts classes?
I have about 10 kids at a time. Adult classes, maybe 7 or 8 would be my maximum.
Okay, great. And you teach them that photorealistic
That's what we start with, so that the student and I have an agreement as to what we want the painting to look like when we're finished. We want it to look like the photograph. Once people have replicated the photograph and they've got comfortable with controlling the paints and the colors and matching the colors and controlling the brush, then they can go on and stylize and create abstract paintings or do whatever they want. But because we both want to agree on what it is we're trying to do, we start with a photograph, we try to match that, and then the students can go on from there and stylize in any direction.
That's great. Now, if somebody wanted to look you up online, do you have a presence? Do you have an internet website?
Just through the Alton Mill is the best way to get a hold of
Alton Mill?
the Alton Mill website.
So www.altonmill.ca. Perfect. Thank you, Mark.
All right, thank you very much.